coming out of your window or inside your house from the kitchen or your fan sound. Just simply become aware. Move from one sound to the other. Now, very gently, with your eyes still closed, move your attention to your breath. Once again, inhale from the nose, exhale from the mouth, and gently joining your hands. With every breath, your right hand 5 fingers will move every 1 finger with 1 breath. And you will say, I am. You just fill the blank. I am happy, I am healthy, I am peaceful, I am loving, whatever comes to your mind. So with every breath, 1 finger will keep opening. Your left hand opens for thank you. So thank you for myself, family, friends, house, car, whatever. Nature, trees, plants, birds. So bring your attention and very gently with every finger, every breath. It's called the lotus meditation, where your hand opens into a lotus. Do it with feelings. If you say, I'm happy, then let there be a smile. If you say, I'm healthy, feel energized. Gently open your eyes. Thank you, Santosh. Only 1 video on. It's okay. It's your personal choice, but it feels nice if your videos are on. Okay. Pranam. So today we are going to learn about reflexology. What is reflexology? Your sole of your feet and your palms have points in them which correspond to your body. So there's a liver point, there's a kidney point, there's a brain point. Every part of your organs inside your body have a simultaneous points on your palms. If it's in your hands, it is called sujok. And if it's in your feet, it is called reflexology. This is what? This is exactly like, you've heard of 72,000 nadis, which are connected with you. Now, these are those meridians which are connected, and their exit points are either in your palms or in your feet. So now when we work on these points, it connects to the organ inside. So this is all alternative healing modality. Now, when was this started? So I went all the way to Thailand to study this. And it was surprising because when I was in Chiang Mai, and the teacher who was teaching, we had to introduce ourselves, and people from all over the country came, different nations. And when I said I'm from India, he immediately said, oh my God, this has come from your country. And I was like, is it? And imagine me going abroad, paying for my airline, paying for the course, paying for staying, you know. And I was shocked when he said, this is from yours. So he said, the origin is during Gautam Buddha ji's time, this was the therapy or treatment. And as he kept moving, there was his personal physician who was from North India. And I was like, Acha, it's so beautiful to go abroad and get that, that it starts from your country. There's somebody, ma'am, 3 minutes, make him. Okay. So this is the origin. And how is it connected? You remember you have a switchboard in your house. And if when you are going on vacation, you put the main switch off. And when you get back, you put on the main switch. That's when your bathroom light, your bedroom light, your kitchen lights can come on. So the same way, our body's main switch points are at the sole of our feet and at the palms. Now, sole of the feet, at given time, ancestors never used chappals, right? You remember when you went to the village, everyone were barefoot. Okay. Last 2 years, I am barefoot in Mumbai. I know how the roads are, the streets are dirty, but I did want to be grounded. And one of my teachers had mentioned that if you try walking barefoot. So it started within the house, then a little on the beach. And now I am absolutely comfortable. Not only have I traveled domestic, but I've also traveled international barefoot. And there's nothing. I actually carried an extra pair of chappals into my handbag, saying that in case I get stopped at the airport, I will, put my footwear. But I've traveled abroad in this last 1 year and nothing. No, I wasn't stopped anywhere. In fact, people were in awe. So my humble request to all of you, wherever possible, try and work and start it inside your house. I am in pain when I see people inside the house and then they give this explanation. I can't keep my foot down without chappals, please try it within the house. See, you go to a temple, how you leave your footwear out. There has to be some logic, right? That it is holy. So is your house holy. And then as you start becoming conscious, you will realize Mother Earth is even more holy. When you use the word Mother Earth, you become aware when you put your foot on earth. The moment I walk out of my door and I feel, oh my God, I am putting my foot on Mother Earth. Now, it doesn't have to be that there has to be brown mud or there has to be green grass or there has to be a sand beach. No, the very conscious effort you have, that your awareness increases, okay, is fair enough. And don't even think that I'm on the 7th floor or the 15th floor. And how is it? It is connected. As you know, today, it's all about vibrations, energy, healing modalities. So you know that this is connected. So even if you're on the 3rd floor or higher floors, your connection to Mother Earth is always on. Okay, the switch is always on. Now, first, let's understand, now that you understood the history of reflexology, now I will just explain in simple words. Now, if you have oil, you could try it on, but if you don't, it's fine. Today, just have a look as to what it is. So wherever you are traveling, you will just put your feet. So even if I sit in the car and my husband or driver is driving, my one foot is always up. So you watching TV or working on your laptop, you should have it. So now let's look at our foot. Okay. Now this is the upper part. That's your toes. 2 just below the toes. So this one. 3 in between over here, the 4, and the 5th part is when you keep the leg sideways. Okay. So how does this connect to our body? So the toe and the face is connected to your big toe and your little toes. Okay? Chest, remember this is hard portion and this is your chest. Then go down and it is soft portion. Now this is your soft portion. Then you come to your groins and this is your hard portion. Now what is more important is that when you keep your legs sleeping like this, there is an outline in the inside of your foot, just the outline. Now that is your spinal cord. Okay, right from your cervical, thoracic and lumbar. Okay, you know that you have cervical spondylosis, you have thoracic, the mid back and the lower lumbar. Most of us ladies and gents have lower back aches, L3, L4 mein gochi. So that is where your full spinal cord is on the arch of your, starting from your big toe, when you keep the feet sleeping. Yeah. So this is where your spinal cord. So you need to massage that as well. Now, when you look at your big toe and the little toe, so what are the points over here? So your big toe, like you know, that from your neck onwards. So when you have cervical problems, what you'll do, you'll take your index finger, roll it round your big toe. That's it. It's not rocket science. It's so simple. So you just keep rolling and you will see that you'll feel the relief. There will be a point where you will keep touching and you will say, ouch. That means you have hit the point. Okay, in every part of your foot, there'll be a ouch wala point. That means you've hit the point and that's where you need to work on it. So you keep massaging, you keep pressure, release, and you know that you are working on that point. Now, top over here are your sinus points. When you have a cold and your head is hurting, then all you need to do is work on the top of your toes. Those are your sinus points. Like you have sinus points over here. So the same way you have sinus points on the top of your toes. Now below the toes, you have 2 eyes and 2 ears. So when you work below your toes and you press over there, you are working on your eyes, you are working on your toes. So the first 2 is eyes, the next 2 is the ears. Then as you move, this is chest. Most of us ladies with lumps and things like that, you need to work. And that's the one which puts pressure when you walk. The idea of walking barefoot is your body's pressure points are worked with. But when you wear a footwear, it becomes flat. Okay? So that's why the ideal is walking barefoot, because certain parts where there is an arch need not touch. But because your footwear is flat and a rubber sole, so it sort of cuts your connection. Okay? So then as you go down, so now listen, chest is hard and it is hard over here because you have delicate organs, your lungs and your heart inside. So there's a rib cage. Now, when you move down, it is softer portion, your abdomen. So the same way there's soft portion. Now, you have your 2 major organs, your liver and your gallbladder on the right side, your pancreas and your spleen. So how do you remember? Right? LG. LG fridge, LG ACs, liver, gallbladder. And this side is SP. So spleen and pancreas or PS, whichever you want to remember. So these organs are there and these organs are in your. So when you press in the center, you're working on your pancreas or you are working. And the same thing, it's on the right side with your right leg and left side on the left leg, the left organs, right? So then you move down and it's the groin area. Now for the ladies especially or for the gents with prostate problems, you need to work on the heel part of your legs. And then when you work on this side part, it is your uterus and what we call gonads. So all these points are here. So when you have walked a lot and then someone just comes and or you yourself just press your heels, you feel so good. That's because that's how the body is connected. Okay. So you just keep working on your feet wherever. Ideally, you need to take a little oil, rub it, and give yourself a foot massage before you go for a bath, because then you will be otherwise making the house oily. But if not, wherever you are, and if there's no oil, even if you work just on your feet while sitting, चौकड़ी मार के बैठना है और बस थोड़ा सा पैर पे ध्यान देना है, and you will yourself feel good. Okay, and this is not that there has to be a perfect timing for it, that it has to be on an empty stomach or just before going. Yes, before going to sleep, it will release you for the whole day's tension. So you remember that when people, good old days, we used to do for a nana, dadi, there was so much science behind it. It was just not that, we were doing it, but there was enough of scientific knowledge in good old days. And it was like, in the family it was done, but there was reason why it was done. Like today, we have now studied that reason, and we said, oh my God, I still remember going for vacation, and always my grandfather would keep something under his pillow, and then when I would massage, he would slowly take it out again. It could be a sweet, sometime it was, I don't know, I'm 60, so it would be 10 paisa, which was big money, 1 anna and things like that. Now that 1 anna doesn't work anymore. Okay, so this is how you work on your foot. Now, most important is your spinal cord, and that's your backache. Okay, so when you keep your foot like this, you just start working on the outline. That is in the inner thigh of yours, the inner part of your leg. You just start working. That is, you just press, 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 and do the complete outline of this inner part of your leg, just the outline, and you are working on your spinal cord. Okay, so remember, it's so simple. It's your neck and above, which is your big toe and your little toes. It's your chest in the center, on the top part. Then it's your abdomen in the center, and then it's your groin, and then it's your spinal cord. So as simple as that. Nothing would go wrong if you touch any part of your leg and just give it a beautiful squeeze, just squeezing, take your feet and just squeeze in both your hands, dono haath se leke daba lo, or you will feel that, instant. It's like geyser, instant geyser, hot water, the instant feeling good comes. Okay. Now, what is the technique that you will work with? So what we call is, you must have seen instruments. You go to exhibitions and you'll see all those instruments. But more important is using your hands. Okay. So we have something called thumb. And in thumb, we have 3 types. So we press, move, press, move, press. I'm just showing it on my hand. And it's called thumb walk. So the first step is thumb walk. Press, hold, release, and move. Press, hold there, release, and move ahead. Okay, so that's called thumb walk. Then second is thumb slide. You just keep sliding your thumb, and it's called a thumb slide. And third is you rotate. Okay, so you just keep going round and round, round and round, and it's called thumb rotation. But sometime your thumb will start hurting, and there's like your groin area is little hard. That's when you use your knuckles. Okay. So in knuckles, there's no knuckle walk, but there's knuckle slide and knuckle rotation. So it is knuckle slide, which you can slide your whole hand to your feet, under your feet, your knuckles, and then there is rotation. So you could have these just simple 5 techniques: thumb walk, thumb slide, thumb rotation, or knuckle walk and knuckle slide and knuckle rotation. So this much is enough. And if you can't remember, just apply a little oil and keep, just rubbing. You will not go wrong, because there's some part of your body which is connected to your foot. Okay. So this is, in short, your foot reflexology. Now moving, I don't know if all of you know that once upon a time, when we would finish our bath, we would take that towel and rub. And today we have no time. We just run. Okay. I want you to once again, start focusing that towel rub. Today in Thailand, in China, in all the Far East countries, they are doing tapping. They are healing major illnesses. They are doing, taking a towel and just rubbing themselves, healing cancers as well. So please come back to that. Spend a little time. I'm not saying every day you're running in the morning and coming back late, tired, but at least keep one day in a week, your Saturday or your Sunday, whichever is your off day, to spend a little time for your bath, in which you will pamper yourself. You don't have to go to expensive spas and salons to do that. You could do it within your budget, within your house, which is so beautiful. What you need is just oil. Your oil could be oil of your choice. If you're a South Indian, then definitely coconut oil. But if you're from up north, east, west, it's up to you. So you could use still oil, you could use coconut oil, you could use mustard oil. Whichever oil suits you, you use. So application of oil once a week is very, very healthy. Again, oil pulling is another healthy technique. Again, once a week, you could do that. And now we will just learn if you have your oil. So I have over here kumkumadi oil. You could use plain coconut oil. Okay. And just take a few drops and I'll just show you what you could do for your face. So just give it a nice spread it and then make an L shape. So this is an L. So you apply like this, L, and apply on your forehead. This is just application and around your neck. So once again, it's L sweep. And always your movements will be upward, okay? Always, because gravity and with age, our face, skin starts sagging down. So all you do is application, or you could just take some oil and apply the way you want it. But ideally is up. Now I'll just show you steps. So when you do your neck, you always start with the neck. So when you do neck, you will do downward movement. Okay, downward movement. But when you come to the center part of your neck, you will do upward movement. Okay, this is for the center part. Now, when you feel your hands a little dry, you again can put a little more oil. Okay, so this is for the center, is only this much. Okay, and it should be light and feather touch. So you should feel the pressure and yet not dabake, don't press too hard. So just go and then you will understand that certain parts I need to put a little pressure and certain parts I don't need to put pressure. Okay, so here. Now, most important is from the back of the ear to this. I told you in my previous classes, I spoke about lymphatics. Now, this is a depot. So when you give yourself a shoulder rub, okay, when you give yourself a shoulder rub, please, the whole body gets activated. Today, because of COVID, we know immunity. And this is not only helping you feeling good, it is a vagal nerve. You have heard vagus nerve stimulation. So the vagus nerve is the 10th nerve, which is all over your body. It's called the wanderer. As the name suggests, vagus means wanderer. And it is a checking. So it starts from the brainstem, goes all over into your groins up to, and it checks on everyone. And it is, like we say, it's parasympathetic. There's a sympathetic, which is fight and flight and freeze, and a parasympathetic, rest, digest, relax. So this is the 10th nerve, which comes into the parasympathetic, which is rest, digest, relax, rejuvenate, whatever. So you need to increase its tone, the vagal tone. Okay. Now, the beauty about this vagus nerve is that it passes from here. And this is the only place where rest of the part of the body, it is within. Whereas when it passes from here, so that's why when you do this part, you feel so relieved. So just take your fingers, 2 fingers, your index and your middle finger, and just rub over here. Your ear in the center, your middle finger and your ring finger, and just give it a nice rub and you'll feel so good. Okay, and slowly rub your back of your neck, back of your shoulder, just give that. So I showed you this one going down, this going up. Now you come to the chin and you just do sculpting. This is called face sculpting. So you don't have to go to high-end spas. You can do this routinely every day if you keep a little oil bottle in your bathroom, and before your bath you could do this. So this is called sculpting. Okay, then you just move up. So you've done your outline. You can do, there's a hook method, we call that. So you take your index finger and you just hook it up and you just run it like this. It's called the hook method. So make a hook of your index finger and let it run like this. Then slowly, now these are your crows, aging shows this part. So you just work on that. You could do the same thing. Now, when you do these lines, you will work and move up. So you'll come here, move up. You'll come here, move up. The same thing on both sides. And then little light pressure under your eyes. Very light. You could just take 2 fingers. Now here's where the lines are. So this is where you'll put a little more pressure over here. Okay. Then what we call, this is butterfly walk. Yeah, so very light pressure, but these are those lines. Caterpillar walk, we call this. So just move your fingers from one side. Yes. Same thing on the other side, because this is where your creases or your lines come. So it's called the caterpillar walk. Okay, very gently on the sides. Then slowly rub on either sides on your forehead. Very nice. Now on your forehead, you have 2 kinds of lines, vertical and horizontal. So you will work with your thumb, you will work on either side. So you'll work with your index finger and you will work on the sleeping lines and standing lines. Very nice, very nice. And just palm. Okay, the same way. You go up, feel good, give yourself a nice rub. Now, if you have a nice warm towel, you can rub your face. You can take a cold towel, keep it in the fridge, then give yourself another. So normally the hot towel is done first because of the pores, and the cold towel is done after the hot towel because it will close the pores. Okay, so these are the things. Then there are a lot of instruments now people start using, but ideally even a teaspoon does exactly what those expensive gadgets do. Okay, so this is how you would do a face reflexology, foot reflexology. And then the next nicer thing that I told you was a towel rub. Okay, so do you have any questions? You can ask. Small hand up. I forget this one, but I'll get. So I'll go to the. So anybody, Alicia, anybody has any more questions regarding, you could ask me questions on nutrition, breath and movement, or on reflexology. All 3 are, I'm open to all 3.
थैंक यू मैम।
You're welcome.
यही प्रैक्टिस करती हूँ तो उसी से ही अच्छा हो जाएगा, तो क्वेश्चन तो है ही नहीं अब कुछ।
Good. Normally my classes always extend time for a change. Today I didn't have the heart to say because this was the month I had taken break because family from all over have come and I literally have to, run So
हैंड के पॉइंट्स तो रूटीन में दबाती हूँ,
हाँ जी,
करती हूँ। मेबिन में बहुत सारी टीचर्स और भी आई, तो
हाँ
वो
जी,
मेरी
हाँ जी,
आदत पड़ गई। लेकिन लेग्स के अब आज से लेग्स के भी रोज मैं पॉइंट्स
हाँ
दबाऊँ।
प्लीज, वेरी गुड, बढ़िया
थैंक
बढ़िया
यू सो मच,
संतोष,
थैंक यू सो मच, गॉड ब्लेस यू मैम।
थैंक यू।
Good morning, ma'am.
जी बोलिए।
Ma'am, I have a question. I was thinking you have got these multiple modalities where you're dealing with diet also, and you deal with these exercises also, and these. How do you where did you get the motivation to do so many things at the same time?
So I am a full-fledged medico. First, I did my MSc, BSc nursing from Just Log, then JJ. So I was into the medical field full on, full allopathy. And that's when I realized that I was in the ICU and I couldn't really help. There were youngsters coming with heart attack. I lost a very good friend. And I was thinking, if we can't save people, there has to be, I was in the curative medicine. And then I thought, why do people come to my ICU at the entrance? Why can I not prevent them from coming? And that's how it changed my line to preventive medicine. And that's when I went and did my MA in yoga. Then I did my PhD in nutrition. So all that went only after being a full-fledged allopathy. Then I jumped into. So that's how one led to the other. Even at 60, a glass of wine doesn't excite me as much as I have an exam tomorrow. If you tell me I have an exam tomorrow, I am excited. Give me a minute. Hansi, just count your staff and two more. 10 and breaths, 12 breaths.
I've been good.
If not, then the regular.
Been good. Not the pound, not pound.
Yes.
So that means that you've more or less tried to shift from the actual medical practice to this practice, and you've been finding this result oriented.
Totally. I'm not bragging, but in this last 2 years, I have seen over 5 lakh patients of cancer. So I super specialized with cancer, and I work with the institute called Sanjeevani Life Beyond Cancer. And I've been with them for last 10 years since I got diagnosed, and I realized I didn't want to do chemo radiation, and I didn't do. So I had stage 4. I didn't do any medical treatment. I went into alternative therapy. And that's another reason why I am now, in fact, next month, in Feb, I am doing internship in Dehradun. I'm working with this Dr. Avdesh Pandey, and he is also an MBBS MD. So a group of lot of these doctors have now realized that we cannot put all these so-called medical chemical things inside it. So even when you pop a crocin, you know how much of chemicals are you taking inside and how much your internal organs. So we are into natural healing. So that's how I am also going to study. So even at this age, I am studying. I am going to
And you are
intern.
into all these diabetes and hypertension and these
Yes.
chronic disease ailments, this kind of a
Yes,
thing.
yes. We try to get you off medication. We work with trying to get you. And I have a little spa in Mumbai where 15 blind children are giving foot reflexology. And for the last 12 years, we were charging 400 rupees an hour. Now, during COVID, we made it 500 for an hour of therapy. So I have blind people who are working. So yes, I am into all alternative therapies. And the beauty is that it is working. We are into two meals a day. All my staff and everybody, we all have only 2 meals a day. And we have not been to a doctor for 10. There's not a tablet coming
Actually, by
inside.
the way, I am a doctor.
Great.
Joanita,
Yes.
what is how do are you able to heal headaches with the reflexology and to work?
So everything, so the idea it is also to understand the root cause, Anju. You need to understand the root cause. So anyone with headaches, like if it's a migraine, the pre-cause, like इससे हो जाएगा, या तो मैं धूप में बहुत चली गई, या तो I ate the wrong food, or I haven't slept enough. So, so you connect it's your gastric issue, मतलब acidity बढ़ जाती है, तो मेरा सर फट रहा है, that kind of. So first is find out the root cause. So basically you work with that. Yes. Then this will do. That's something as simple as taking a wet towel, putting it around your abdomen and this, and then giving. So it all has to match together. But तुमने खाली ये point पकड़ के बैठ लिए, and I have lot of reflexology doctors who keep telling me तो इस point से चला जाएगा. But I have noticed it for myself that I am stressed and I have something that I need to complete, and I have gone out in the sun or whatever. And then I'm trying to do that, it doesn't work. So I can't tell you that कि चल reflexology करने से तेरा अभी का भी headache कम. हाँ, कम हो सकता है, जाता नहीं है. जब तक तुम उसके रूट कॉज पे नहीं कनेक्ट करो ना, then I'm telling you, I was the one in medical college, forget medical, even when I was 12 and 14, my mother used to say, सब लोग बच्चे पैसे लेके chocolates लाते थे नीचे जाके. I used to pop those days Anisin, I don't know, Saridon, these were the tablets in my time. And I would take money and go and buy those tablets because I used to always have headaches, and those, imagine that time I was popping pills. Now in last 10 years, after I have turned vegan or vegetarian, and I literally eat as much raw, like my diet is 1 meal raw, 1 meal cooked. So my dinner is cooked, but my breakfast and lunch has now become one, and that's fruits and salads. So that I don't remember when I last had a migraine. It's come over a period, but it is a slow process. Okay, overnight kuch nahi hota. No instant. Only that chemical does an instant, but which is long-term effect. It's not good at all. So long-term effect is because your kidneys, your liver, every tablet is only 10%, 90. In medical we call it first pass effect. So in that 90% is taken, your beautiful liver is like the BMC. मतलब कितना कचरा उठाएगा, तुम डालते जा रहे हो, So you remember Diwali के दिन how that cracker का कचरा उठाना पड़ता है, वैसे हो जाता है. Every time you put a tablet in your system, yeah, it gives you. I'm not against medical. That's my fraternity. But yes, it should be sparingly used. That's all.
And what about stress?
Boss, it has now become a new norm. I am stressed. Matlab, right from the child. I've seen children also. I'm so stressed. I'm like, what stress? Where is the word? I mean, 40 years ago, I'm 60, 40 years ago, we didn't even know there was a word called stress. Now there's stress management. And I say, acha, stress ko bhi manage karna padta hai. So if you come back to nature and you, switch off your gadgets, like my rule is at after 10 p.m., no, 8 to 10 is my call time. So you can call me after 10 o'clock. I won't touch the phone. So you have to, what's your trigger. Come on, Sanju. You yourself know what is your stress levels. And kis wajah se, kis insan se, you know what's your trigger wala button. So you need to work on that. 100%. As you move in life now, you will realize, is that important? Is that people saying nice things about important? Does life matter with the, opinions or your bosses, trying to do just simple logic? And we laugh because we got it so late in life. Now we just look at youngsters, but surprisingly nowadays kids are very spiritual. We call them indigo kids. मतलब they are एक पैर जमीन पे है, At even younger age, I see people just giving up high-end jobs and going to the gaon or doing a sabbatical or taking on a cycle traveling, which is so good. None of us had that guts, matlab family was dependent, paisa was important. Nowadays, kids are not. Quite a bit of kids that I know of have just finished all their MBAs and now done, चाय का दुकान खोल दिया या कुछ खेत में जाके organic farming कर रहा है. A couple of our doctors have started doing that. COVID has taught us that money can't buy everything.
Yeah, amazing. People nowadays are far more advanced kind of thing.
Yes, true.
Exactly that. We used to think only about jobs and
Yeah, that was all our life was 9 to 5, big company, MNC mila to Chandi, government mila to Sona, because, pension theek hoga. That's all we thought about. And jumping jobs was never part of it. Like, we would feel so proud. 20 years I'm working for Johnson & Johnson's or, I'm working we would feel proud. Now, within a year, they have finished 4 jobs. They jump.
yeah, completely. World is changing so much.
Well, that's true. But awareness has come also. I just keep looking at the good part. Initially, I used to get stressed, but now I don't. Now, if I'm at the signal and someone crosses and I say, "ठीक है भैया, उसको देरी है, जल्दी है, जाने दे आगे signal पे फिर रुकेगा." When they break. Yeah, true.
Philosophy of life too is also changing.
Yeah, depends on how you look at it, na. So now we've reached that stage, no? तू भी आराम कर, मैं भी आराम करती हूँ. There's no deadlines. But you all are young, so you all still have deadlines to keep. But is it worth? The end result, is it worth? Learn from our mistakes.
True. Yeah. Maybe give you a call sometime.
Sure.
Um,
Marvin has it.
something I can discuss.
Yes, sure. Alicia, can I say bye?
Thank you, ma'am.
You're
Thank you so
welcome.
much.